First of all, bodybuilding is not even registered under the Ministry of Education and Sports, as far as I know.
Do you believe there are people that are really genetically predisposed to be like overweight?
Yes.
I have people that have told me that if I sweat a lot, so they come in sweatsuits.
Sweating has nothing
to do with burning fat.
You need to have some muscle.
Okay.
So now the older we get, the more we start to lose our muscle mass. That's why you say if you've not been active, when you reach your 60s, your 70s.
What women lifting weights? There are women that don't want to lift weights because they believe they'll look like men. Is that true?
No, actually. No. Because women are already born at, obviously you need to have some muscle mass as well for overall health. Lifting weight makes you feel good. But
so someone that goes to the steam or the sauna would lose
weight. Not fat.
Okay.
300 grams of carbohydrates a day. You'll basically see progress almost every 2 to 3 days. Every 2 to 3 days. Most of that will be water in the beginning, but you'll lose some fat as well. Because you know, there's a big correlation between carbohydrates. You cannot supplement on what does not exist. You can only supplement on what exists.
What already exists.
Exactly. But there's some components that are very difficult to get from food, like creatine. It's very difficult to get from food. Like, I actually tell people who want to lose weight to eat more, but smaller portions. If you've been eating 3 big meals a day, make them 4 or 5, make them smaller. Because more meals will increase your metabolism.
It's because they eat at night, that's why they gain weight.
But it's also what you eat at night.
So it's not about...
At night, you should be eating vegetables and protein at night. And that's how you gain weight. You know, you need to, 45 minutes a day is like the sweet spot for training. Yeah.
Does training the abdominal part actually target the abdominal fat?
No.
Bro, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on the show. You're a busy man, I see you look good.
Yeah.
It's not an easy task to maintain that body. Still great time for such things. So starting, who are you?
I'm Byron Joel. I'm a health and fitness coach. I'm also a flight operations officer in Uganda.
Bro, how do you handle flying?
Flight operations.
Oh, flight operations.
Yeah, ground operations basically. But yeah, there's always a time for everything if you manage to prioritize accordingly.
Okay, so what's that? What's flight operations? If you can briefly explain
basically,
it to us.
This is the people who prepare flights. They check flights, they check the weather, they check if the planes are loaded properly. These are called the flight operations officers.
Like fueling the plane.
Fueling the plane, balancing
sure
the
the
plane.
pressure is there.
Everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're the guys that keep the plane safe in the air.
And the pilots too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a teamwork.
Teamwork.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, most guys we know that work in aviation tend to say that they are so busy, they can't create time for such things, working out, say keeping fit. How do you manage to balance the two, you yourself?
Well, there's 24 hours in a day. You cannot be busy for all 24. Like I said, it's all about setting priorities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey man, it can't be that easy. I know it's 24 hours, but you know, we spend about 8 hours sleeping, recommended time at least. And you're left with how many hours? That's not so good
16?
in math, but 16. So you work out for 2, 1?
An hour, 45 minutes.
Yeah, but remember, the lead up to working out could take about like an hour or even 30 minutes. Then the post-workout.
No, everything is done for me in an hour.
You just show up and do the workout.
And do the workout.
Get back to other things.
And I'm done. 1 hour is enough.
Bro, that's so amazing. I don't know how I could juggle that.
Possible.
There is no way I could do 2 jobs at the same time. But anyway, thank you so much for coming. So how is training in Uganda? How is training people as a personal trainer and also keeping a professional job like flight operations?
Well, with the flight operations part, at least I just finished my internship. Well, I'm finishing, so I'm not actively into work, so it doesn't intrude too much into the training. As for being a personal trainer in Uganda, I've been doing this for a long time. When I started, I don't think anyone was doing it the way I was doing it.
So you were one of the first?
Like I said, I don't even think anyone was doing it because usually people are like, you come to the gym and there's a coach. Me, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do personal training, hands-on, one-on-one kind of training. I feel like you get better results if you have someone dedicated to just you instead of like working as a collective with other people. So yeah, I've been doing this for 8-9 years now. And then bodybuilding as a whole, I've been bodybuilding since 2011.
Man, we need to go slow on these things. You are a flight operations officer, you're a personal trainer, now you're a bodybuilder.
Yes.
So what's personal training? If you can explain it in the simplest terms, someone can
personal training is a form of fitness training that's geared towards an individual. Compared to if you just went to the gym, there's a program and usually it's a one-size-fits-all kind of situation. With personal training, the program is scheduled just for you, the client. Yeah, that's the major difference.
So, you know, I've also been in the gym and I don't know how it works because the first time I went to the gym, I didn't think I needed a personal trainer. So who needs a personal trainer and who doesn't need a personal trainer?
I think people who mostly need a personal trainer, people who've had some form of training and they've hit a plateau. They're not seeing progress anymore. Sometimes they're receding, sometimes they get back to where they've been, but they're not progressing anymore. Because if you start training, even if you don't have a personal trainer, any form of exercise will get you into some form of fitness, but you will reach a limit at some point. I think that's when a personal trainer comes in to help you break through that barrier to achieve better results.
So if you don't know where to go next, you need a personal trainer. So a personal trainer will come and
elevate
for
your
workout
training
programs, nutrition, whatever, anything else.
Yes.
Okay.
Everything, yeah.
Okay. So how would someone get a personal trainer?
Well, that's a complicated question.
Yeah, when you started, it was only you.
Yeah, so...
Is it the whole of the country or just...
I'd never heard of anyone before who was doing it the way I did when I started. There were people who were kind of trying to do it, but it was just, they come, you do some aerobics workout, and that's it. And there's more to it when you're a certified coach, which I am. So getting a personal trainer, you might get someone who knows how to train other people, but they may not be very good at tailoring the training to you. It's always best to find someone who's certified. That's the best way to do it. And even if you can't find someone certified, experience helps a lot. They may not be certified, but when they have the experience, they've worked with multiple people, you do your own research, see that the people they've worked with have results. I think that helps a lot.
So, I mean, how would someone know that this guy is certified or this guy is not?
The easiest way is to ask for the credentials.
So you always have to ask for the credentials
if that's your thing. When I started personal training, I wasn't certified as well.
Okay.
And I worked with multiple people before being certified. But at that point, I'd been a bodybuilder for 7 years before I started personal training. So I knew what I was doing. And I'd been competing as well, competing at a high level too. So I was very good at what I was doing.
So, I mean, from what I know, like personal trainers are like divided. So there's like bodybuilders, there's general population, there's people that handle special needs people, there are people that handle children. Which side do you...
Well, the course I did covers everything.
Oh, so it's general?
Yes, it covers pregnant women, it covers training for kids, it covers training for elders, literally the whole spectrum. Everything, yeah.
Everything is covered?
Everything, yes.
Okay, so, I mean, can you share, like, let me say, how much a personal trainer costs? Because you see, Uganda is like a country with, I mean, its fitness industry is beginning to come up. So a lot of people don't know who even a personal trainer is. A lot of people actually believe they don't need a personal trainer. A lot of people believe when they pay for the gym,
that's enough.
That's enough. They just show up and everything else is done.
No, the pricing is very tricky because the pricing depends on the needs of that particular client. There's clients who need more hands-on work. You can even do personal training online without ever meeting the person at all.
Oh, really?
You just give them the exercise. If they know how to execute, you do follow-up, and then you do progress tracking without ever meeting up. There's people who need you to be there physically. There's people who are not who need like stretching, different types of stretches. That's more physical, that costs more. So the pricing is difficult to tell exactly. It has to be tailored to that particular person.
So, like, is there like a range? Let's say like 10,000 per session, 15 per session, 5 per session.
Well, what I do personally, the type of training I do, usually ranges from at least 40,000 a session.
You're talking about the ministers.
No, they're not ministers. You'll be surprised. There's Ugandans who actually can afford to even pay more than this, but they feel they shouldn't have to pay for that. Because they're like, oh, but this is gym stuff. You can go to YouTube and watch the videos.
Exactly.
But no, everything I know through experience. I didn't watch videos. So I know what works, not what someone else says works. And I think that's something very important as well. You can go and study, that's fine. You can go study, get certified, but it still doesn't mean you're going to be good. The experience matters. It's like if you find a football coach, a coach who's been training other players for 30 years won't be paid the same as someone who's been training players for 5 years. The experience determines how much you're going to charge as a coach. Yeah. There's people you meet who need certain things that were not taught to you in school. Like if you're getting certified, you need to have had that experience to know what to do. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's not just about being certified, not just about studying. The experience is very important as well.
Okay, so the pricing is probably going to be hard to determine, like a best price. But are there schools in Uganda that certify personal trainers? Because someone might be out there and say, oh, you know what? I think I should go and start. I think I should go and get certified.
I've heard of some, but if you get certified in Uganda, you cannot be you are not certified internationally. So your certificate only works here.
You can only work in Uganda?
Yes. You cannot work like as a certified coach outside the country. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense. But I mean, if you're talking about a country like Uganda, I mean, 8 years ago, you were the only one. 8 years later, the industry is growing, but I don't seem to see any... okay, there are a lot of coaches, both online and in gyms, basically. But the question comes in that, are they really certified? If there are no clear schools in the country, I mean... like I'm tempted to ask, is there a school?
I think I'm not very sure the name, but I think I've heard of like two. I've seen people get certificates from there, but if they are not attached to anybody internationally, so like your certification will only be good for you in Uganda.
But can you work? Can you train people?
In Uganda, but I cannot say how good they are. I really can't, because I've not been there.
Okay. So I thought like when they get certified, they're already good enough to get the certificate. Or it's just
those are muddy waters, because then like how do they even get that the accreditation to make sure they can certify people in the first place? Who gives them authority? I have no idea who that person is.
I thought the Ministry of Education.
No, first of all, bodybuilding is not even registered under the Ministry of Education and Sports, as far as I know. That's why it's not included in the funding. Otherwise, athletes would be having funding to go and compete outside the country, but the funding is not there because it's not even recognized at a national level.
So bodybuilders fund themselves?
Yes, most of them do. Some are lucky enough to have sponsorships, especially now, because it's not mainstream, but it's more known. When I was doing it back then, in the beginning, you had to fund yourself. Yeah.
Maybe the government doesn't see the need why they should sponsor bodybuilders.
What's the need for sponsoring runners?
I mean, runners represent the entire country outside.
And bodybuilders can represent the country as well. We've had athletes here go to Germany and win multiple competitions. That's representation of Ugandans in Europe, Uganda's fitness industry in Europe. But it's self-funded. They don't get any funding from the government.
I mean, that's a lot of money for someone to invest in themselves to go win a medal for a country that is not funding the sport.
That's the other thing. You need to, first of all, remember why you started training. Some people just do it because they love the training, which is what I did. Yes. Okay. I wasn't competing for Uganda. I was competing for myself. Yeah.
So there are levels in bodybuilding too?
Yes.
So, okay, let's jump into now bodybuilding. You've competed before. How many times did you compete? Did you win any medals?
I competed maybe 7 times, 7 or 8. I usually did around one show, yeah.
I saw like that's Mr. Uganda, the one we hear about, the famous
yes.
one.
I did Mr. Kampala one time, twice. I did it twice. My very first show in 2013. And then I did it again in 2016. And then I did Mr. Uganda for the rest of the years. And some years we didn't have competitions as well because there wasn't funding. So you couldn't compete. Yeah.
Okay, so for you to be able to compete for Mr. Uganda or Mr. Kampala, right from the beginning, did you need a coach to do that for you, or it's just something?
No, I was in the gym, and then there was a gentleman. He was Mr. Uganda in 2011. He told me, "Have you thought about competing?" I said, "Not yet." So he suggested I should try it out and see if I like it. And I was very young back then, so I was like, "Well, I lose nothing." I wasn't investing heavily into fitness. I just trained because I liked it. So I went to a competition in Kampala. That was Mr. Kampala in 2013. And I got 3rd place in my weight class. So
that was just the
that
beginning.
was the beginning. And then I was like, okay, this is my first show. I got 3rd place. I might be good at this. And that's how I kept on going.
And then you kept going back and back and back and back.
Yes, until I didn't want to go back anymore. I did an international show, which I won. And then I decided to take a break.
So which one started first, bodybuilding or personal training?
Bodybuilding did.
Okay, so you went from bodybuilding to personal training.
Yes.
So
towards the end of my competition career, I decided to switch to personal training.
Okay, would you consider it to be a high-paying job?
Personal
bodybuilding?
Training? No, not here.
No, not here.
Not in Uganda, no.
I mean, like when you compete and go abroad.
You could get your money back if you're good and you're going to win. Yeah. It's definitely worth it, but not locally, no.
Okay, so let's talk about our fitness industry here. Okay, it's an industry that's growing, and a lot of gyms are popping up everywhere. And the way I see it nowadays, the numbers are kind of reflecting. You know, a lot of people are getting things they could avoid that they could actually prevent from just working out. Now, you as a fitness professional, you definitely have things to tell us. So what do you think is the problem with the Ugandan fitness industry for now?
I think the problem is, first of all, some of the coaches are not that good at doing the things that they think. They think they're good, but they're not as good as they think they are. So that's definitely a problem.
So now we have a problem of coaches that are not
yes.
good.
And then we have also the people who actually love to train, but then they lack the consistency, the perseverance to train. So if you train a week and then you take a break for 3 weeks and then you come back for 4 days and then you take a break for another 2 weeks, like you're not getting results. A lot of people want to see the results, but they want to put in very minimal work.
So it's something that you need to put in work.
You need to put in the work. You need to put in the work. You need to put in the time. You need to have the patience.
That's a broad thing we need to explain, like in detail.
So, like I've been training. This will be my 14th year since I went to the gym.
14th year.
That's a very long time. 14 years is that's a very long time to be doing one thing.
Yeah, that's
and
a
I think
really
the
long
most
time.
I've skipped training was 4 days in 14 years. I don't think I've spent more than 4 days without training.
So you've been training consistently
for 14 years. That's a long time to commit to something. A lot of people, when they hear that, they automatically turned off. They're like, I'm not doing 14 years. And I'm still doing it though. So people want to see the results you have, but they want those results in a month.
They want it in the smallest time possible.
In the smallest time possible.
Which is not possible.
No, it's not even realistic. So that's the major problem, I think. The desire to put in the effort isn't there with a lot of people.
And people are not realistic with their goals.
Yes, they're not realistic with the goals. And then even if they're realistic with the goals, you tell them, okay, let's say someone wants to lose weight. They have a time frame and everything is planned out. But when it comes to putting in the work, they're not putting in the work. Yeah.
So now, we have known that another problem is that there are many gyms in the country. So many. Now we have a problem with certified trainers, like the real guys that are supposed to be in the gyms, the guys that are actually qualified to be in there. I can pretty much guess that they are less.
That's true.
Is it because they're not paying them enough, or it's because like they're getting certified and then they're moving out? Because if someone gets certified from abroad, it's going to be very hard for them to come back to work in Uganda because it doesn't make sense.
Well, let's be realistic.
Yeah.
First, fitness is a science. It's not an art. So you need to already have a certain level of intellect to be able to
be a trainer.
be a successful trainer. Not everyone, the course is taught in English. How many trainers have you met who can speak proper English?
I mean, I've not moved so much in gyms.
Yeah, a number. I can't even.
Yes.
I've met people, I've met bodybuilders who've eventually turned trainers who've lost out on a lot of clients because they just can't even speak English. So how are you going to get certified if the course is taught in English? You cannot speak English.
Maybe the clients don't care. Maybe they want the guys that look good.
But that's what I'm saying. If you meet, you see, basic training works for everyone. Come to the gym, walk on the treadmill, you'll get results. They may not be the best, but you'll definitely get them. Come to the gym, do an aerobics class, same. Do some weight training, same. How about if you meet your coach, you meet a client who needs corrective exercise? You ask a basic coach what's corrective exercise, they have no idea what that is. How about a client, basically they're okay, they're not overweight, but they're not flexible. They can't bend, they have backache. You need to study for that. That's taught in English. If you are not proficient enough, you're never going to be that good as a coach. Because you will not be able to access the knowledge. The medium the knowledge is in, you can't access it.
So like trainers are basically part of like a medical kind of
you need
system.
to know.
They are part of the
you need to know
system.
quite a bit of science. Yes, you need to know how all the body systems work. You need to have basic understanding of even medications, illnesses. You need to know the basic understanding of all these things. Yeah,
which is missing in the industry. Okay, so well, that's something we can discuss more in broad. I mean, there are people that are paid to do such things. This is above our pay grade. Okay, so let's speak about things that we can change, things that you can comment about. Now we talked about gyms being so many and the trainers are so limited. And what do you think people should know before, like, they go to the gym and probably get a trainer and start? I mean,
I
chasing whatever
think the
goals
most
they're
important
chasing.
thing before you even get there is to actually get to the gym.
You need to first get to
You
the
need
gym.
to first get to the gym before you do all this planning, because you can make all the plans you want. First, have your first workout. Just get that out of the way. Have your first workout, then see how you feel about that. Everything else just tends to fall into place. You first need to get into the gym. That's the most important thing. Before you start planning of the trainer and all these other things, go to the gym, have your first workout, then think about all these other things.
You know, I've also seen a lot of people that walk into gyms. As soon as they walk in, they just stand. They don't know where to start.
That's why the coaches are there.
Yeah.
They're there for guidance.
They're there for guidance.
Yes.
So, I mean, if the coach who is there to guide you is not qualified,
The qualification
doesn't
thing
matter.
really is, we shouldn't be sticking on that too much, because there's a lot of people who are very good at what they do, never been certified, never
they're
been
really
to
good
a
at what they
fitness
do.
college, but they're very good because they have the experience. They've been doing it long enough to know what works and what doesn't work. I think for the people, the coaches who are just starting out, certification is definitely important. You need to have an idea. But for someone who's been doing it for more than 5 years, they have an idea on what to do.
So now we have our client on the gym floor. They have done their first workout. What next?
That's why you sit down and talk to them and see if they can actually afford personal training services. If that's the thing they can get along with, the thing they'd be interested in, then you design a program just for them. A program they can actually stick to, that you know they'll try to follow. Yeah.
You know, I've also gotten a lot of people that walk into the gym. They tell you they want to, okay, they tell you their goal, first things first, before they even do the first workout. Normally what I would do to them is I will implement that first workout, make them get done with that, and then wait for them to come back the next day, which we have already done. So our client has already done their first day. Now they come back the next day, they tell us their goal, they want to lose this and this. How do you program them into a way that makes them achieve their goals, also in a way that's realistic, so that they don't, because most of them come with ideas. Most of them will come and tell you, you know what, I have 1 week or 1 month, I weigh, let's say 76, I was 56. I want all that gone within that time.
First, again, you need to be grounded because no one is losing healthily 20 kilograms in a month.
So it's not possible.
You're not doing that unless you're only drinking water. But that's not happening. So you need to be grounded in your expectations. You need to be realistic. You need to be realistic with your clients, and that's how they come back. You give them unrealistic expectations, and then they don't meet those goals, they're not coming back. Because you promised and you didn't deliver. So you first set realistic goals, set achievable goals, set sustainable goals, something you can do long term. Okay, so you lose the weight 3 months, like you say. Client comes, I would like to train for 3 months. You work as hard as you can, they meet their goal in 3 months. What's up after the 3 months? What happens next? See, the goal has to be sustainable. It needs to be able to get done, long term. Because there's more to life after the 3 months. There's more to life after you meet your goal. There's unexpected things that happen in life. What happens if you can't train anymore? You go back to your eating habits. Then you gain the weight again. So the goals have to be long term. The goals have to be realistic and sustainable.
Well, I mean, some people will not. They will. You will tell them that, but they will not agree with you. So now, the client is in the gym. They want to train. So how would you recommend the training program? Let's say cardio, weightlifting, nutrition. Like, how would you tailor that workout program to suit somebody? Because most of them come, they say, me, I want to do cardio. I want to do, say, aerobics. Someone will tell you, me, I want to do only weights. Someone will tell you, me, I only want to do this and probably fast.
The important thing to remember is you cannot tell an adult what to do. You can only advise them.
Okay.
You cannot tell an adult to do something. You can advise them on what to do. So if that person comes and they want to do just the cardio, they can do the cardio. You can advise them to add some strength training. But if they want to do their cardio, it's still exercise. You let them do their cardio. Personally, I'd recommend, I lean more towards the strength training part because more muscle mass, higher metabolism, the healthier generally you're going to be. And then obviously cardiovascular activities for heart health. And also cardiovascular activities help to kind of keep your fat in check. So, but mostly for me, I lean more towards the strength training. Doesn't matter if it's a lady or a man, it's more strength training and less on the cardio.
But does cardio burn fat?
It does, slow-paced cardio.
Slow-paced cardio, that's like walking.
Yes.
How about the jumping, aerobics,
that's more
spinning class?
That's more glucose.
So it doesn't burn fat?
It does, but it's not as effective as slow-paced. That's why when you do those exercises afterwards, you feel so burned out. You feel burned out because you didn't burn fat. It's because you're out of sugar. We basically operate on sugar.
Which is not fat.
Which is not fat. Okay. So all that jumping around and the running and everything, that's you're burning glucose.
I thought when people
you're
like
depleting glycogen. That's what you're doing. You're burning some fat, but the reason you feel so exhausted compared to a weight training workout is because you've been burning mostly sugars.
Not fat.
Not fat.
So slow-paced cardio is
the best for fat.
Targets fat.
Yes.
So I mean, I have people that have told me that if I sweat a lot, so they come in sweatsuits.
Sweating has nothing
to do with burning fat.
With burning fat. When I was studying my fitness coach, that they underlined that just because you're sweating a lot doesn't mean you're working a lot.
Well, you're gonna have to explain that to us.
There's people who sweat a lot simply because they lean towards holding a lot of water, and also your nutrition as well. If you take in a lot of salt, you're going to sweat more. That's just the way it is. If your diet has less salt, you're going to sweat less. Sweating has nothing to do with how hard you're working. If you've been spending 3 days and you're not eating a lot of carbohydrates, your salt is minimal, you'll come to the gym and work out for 1 hour and you'll barely sweat. You're not holding water under the skin. Sweating is just water being released that was under the skin. That's all it is. It's being released to cool you off.
Oh, so it's a
mechanism,
body's way of cooling down.
To cooling you off. It has nothing to do with you working hard. It's just you work out, you get hot. So you sweat to cool down. You don't sweat because you're working hard.
So when someone necessarily doesn't sweat, it doesn't mean that they have not done any work.
No, it's just, it could also be a genetic predisposition. Like I said, some people just don't sweat. They could put in the most work and barely sweat.
And barely
Some
sweat.
people will just walk and then they're dripping.
Yeah, all dripping.
Yeah.
Well, that explains why people shouldn't be going to saunas and steam to lose weight.
No, you do lose weight, but you're
not
losing
fat.
water weight. You do lose weight. That's why boxers, when they can't meet their weight cap, they go to the sauna. And in a day, they can lose 3 kilograms because it's water. You're sweating away the water. So you sweat, you don't eat carbohydrates, you lose weight. You eat those carbohydrates again because carbohydrates pull water as well. You know, they increase water retention. You pull water, the weight goes back up. That's why a night out, if you eat pizza, that's like salt, carbohydrates in the morning, you're going to look bloated. Because, you know, carbohydrates and salt. So, yeah, that's basically it.
Okay, so what you would recommend for someone to do is weight training.
I'd recommend
burn
weight
fat.
training to burn fat and gain some muscle. Everyone needs to have some muscle. Doesn't matter if you're a lady or a man, you need to have some muscle.
Okay, so let's go slowly here. Now, building muscles sure does take a bit of time, and it's hard work. And there are people that will tell you that, me, I don't want to build muscles. Do we actually have muscles on our bodies?
Everyone does. You cannot operate without muscle. You need muscle mass. It's basically how you do anything at all. It's how you walk. It's how you lift a cup. You need to have that muscle. Now, the older we get, the more we start to lose our muscle mass. That's why you see if you've not been active, when you reach your 60s, your 70s, you can barely walk. Because the big muscle groups, they lose size the fastest. That's the back and your legs. So that's why you see most people, when they get older, they start to have back problems. Their legs hurt every time they walk. The bigger muscles get smallest the faster. They lose muscle the fastest. So you need to put in that weight training. Keep muscle mass as much as you can as you get older. Less problems you'll have.
So weight training means lifting weight.
Lifting weights. Strength training, I like to call it.
Strength training.
Because you may not necessarily lift weights. You could do cable work as well. Resistance with the cables is still weight training.
You can also do
Still
body weight
strength
training, which is also strength training.
Yes, strength training, yes.
So, because, I mean, you know why I ask is because I've had people that come to the gym, they tell you, you know what, me, I don't want to build muscles. Okay. Of course, me at the back of my head, I know they have muscles on their bodies. But you cannot explain that to a person.
Well, here's the funny thing.
Yes.
If it was that easy, everyone would just come to the gym for a month and then done. You don't build muscle overnight. You don't sleep and then you wake up in the morning like, oh no, I'm too big. It doesn't work like that. It's gradual. So if you're training and you feel like, okay, now I'm getting too big, you dial down your training. You see it coming. It's not like you don't see it coming. You do see it coming. It
So
doesn't surprise you.
Okay, so when you lift weights, you can actually see it growing.
You do see it coming.
time.
It's gradual progress. It doesn't happen overnight. How do you say, I don't want to build muscle? Like, some people want to and they can't.
Maybe people say it because they think it's easy.
Yeah, that's very important as well.
So I'll tell you, you know what, I don't want big muscles.
I don't want to be so big. I'm like, there's people who have been trying to be big and they can't.
They are still are not big.
Exactly, because it's also a genetic thing.
So
You need to be genetically gifted for that as well.
So if I'm not genetically predisposed to have muscles, I will not have big
You'll
muscles.
have some. You may not get too big, but definitely you'll see
Okay.
progress, yeah.
All right, so let's talk about women lifting weights. There are women that don't want to lift weights because they believe they'll look like men. Is that true?
No,
It is not
actually.
true.
No, because women are already born at a disadvantage when it comes to muscle mass because of the hormones. So most women will have less testosterone than men will. So even if they actually decide they're like, okay, I want to gain the muscle, naturally it's not happening. They'll gain some, but it will be so minuscule, like negligible. It's almost, you can't even see it.
So it won't make them look like men.
No, it's not possible. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that.
So, I mean, what would you say about women in your sport, bodybuilding, who are like, who have lifted weight and some of them are bigger than guys, some of them are stronger than guys?
These ladies have been doing this since they were kids. They've been active in sports. So fitness and your fitness level and exercise increase natural testosterone levels. Now, this person has been doing this for 20 years. They've been increasing their natural testosterone for 20 years. Obviously, they're going to have muscle, the ladies, and the way they train as well. If you're doing all that running, any activity that activates the legs will make you leaner. It will make your testosterone increase compared to just working out your whole body.
Oh, so any activity that activates the leg muscles?
The legs, because a lot of androgen receptors are the receptors related to testosterone, and a lot of them are in your legs. That's why you see even ladies who run, you'll see they have more masculine features. Those who run a lot, they tend to have more
long distance runners, sprinters,
yes,
cyclists,
yes,
such people.
Because they have higher testosterone levels because they work out their legs a
than
lot.
the average woman.
Than the average woman, yes. But the average woman is not running every day.
Exactly.
She's running 3 days a week.
Yeah.
Or 2.
Not even not at all.
Or nothing at all.
Yeah.
So there's no way weight training is going to do that.
So you would advise them to lift weights because it's good for their health.
Definitely.
And it helps them also lose fat.
Lose fat as well. And then obviously you need to have some muscle mass as well for overall health. Lifting weight makes you feel good, but it helps you, the muscle mass helps. It helps your metabolism as well, because the more muscle you have, the more effective your body is at burning calories, if that makes sense.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I don't know if it makes sense to
you. More muscle mass, more burned calories. Even if you're not training, even if you're at a resting state, your body will burn through and use food more efficiently if you lift weights. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a very interesting one because so which one would be like the best workout routine if you're to tailor a program to like an average person? Yeah, because now we have established our normal people. Which one would be the best? Like,
So, if you're busy, let's say you have only 3 days a week, I'd say do the 2 days, dedicate those to strength training, try to hit as many muscle groups as you can, efficiently, of course. And then the 1 day, just do the cardio.
Okay.
Cardio should be towards the end of the week, because then you'll have other days before the new week starts to replenish the sugar you've burned through. So yeah, start with the weight training, then cardio towards the end of the week.
So is fat loss and weight loss the same things, or they are two different things?
No, obviously it's not the same. Weight loss could include muscle mass loss, it could include water loss, it could include fat loss.
So someone that goes to the steam or the sauna would lose
weight not fat.
Okay.
They lose weight because they're losing water.
Okay.
Someone who comes to the gym and actively work out will lose water and they'll lose fat as well. Yeah.
Okay, so now let's talk about nutrition. Like the basic part. I get asked a lot, like, what should I eat? You know, it's a big question, but in a way, a person feels like they need to be given something, like before they leave. If someone they tell you what their goal is. I want to lose weight, I need to lose this and this and that, or I need to build mass. What should I eat? Let's start with the guy that's trying to lose.
First of all, the guy that's trying to lose weight is going to drop a lot of carbohydrates.
So you should drop carbohydrates.
You're dropping carbohydrates, you're dropping a lot of fat as well. Not all the fat, because then it's going to hinder your progress as well. You need fat, you know, as well. But you're going to mostly want to drop as much carbohydrates as you can. Because you drop, let's say, you're consuming now, you're on a program you're doing 300 grams of carbohydrates a day. You'll basically see progress almost every 2 to 3 days. Every 2 to 3 days. Most of that will be water in the beginning, but you'll lose some fat as well. Because, you know, there's a big correlation between carbohydrates and fat. So it's basically drop your carbohydrates, increase your protein, keep your fat moderate. That would be what I would recommend.
Okay, so now how about the guy that's trying to build mass?
Now, increase protein, increase carbohydrates, keep the fat moderate.
Okay. Yeah. So it's like, because most people will tell you, I don't eat a lot of fat. I don't know what they mean when they say they don't eat a lot of fat. Is it like real fat that makes people gain weight, or it's the carbohydrates that make them gain weight?
They both, even protein can make you gain weight. Remember, it's all calories. It's just
So fat has calories.
it's all calories. Everything carries calories. Calories, excessive calories. You take in more than you burn, you'll gain weight. You could eat protein all day, but if those proteins are not being excised, you're still going to gain weight.
Even proteins.
It just depends on the pace you're going to gain that weight. The
Even-
fat and the carbohydrates will make you gain unnecessary weight faster than the protein will, but eventually you'll end up there. What you want is to strike a balance between all three.
Between all three.
Yes, the balance is the most important thing.
So the balance between fat, carbohydrate, and
protein, yes. And your vitamins as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So those other nutrients. So now let's talk about supplementation. You know, are they really necessary? Does someone need to supplement to hit their goals faster, or let's say, is it helpful for like general health?
First, we need to understand the meaning of supplement. To supplement means to add to what is already existing. So if your nutrition, you're not eating food well enough, like you're not taking in what you need to take in, you are not supplementing. You're doing a meal replacement. You cannot supplement on what does not exist. You can only supplement on what exists.
What already exists.
Exactly. But there's some components that are very difficult to get from food, like creatine. It's very difficult to get from food. Like you need to eat like 1 kilogram of meat a day to get your 5 grams that you need. So I would definitely recommend you supplement with that. And if you know your diet is not varied with different foods, then yeah, you definitely need to supplement to get your amino acids as well. Yeah, like if your protein sources they're not varied, they're the same, definitely you need to supplement. But for most people, it's not really necessary. You just eat a varied diet, eat everything you need to eat, and you should be okay.
Okay. Yeah. So is creatine like dangerous for health?
Creatine is not really, but like everything, if it's excessive, it could have, detriments. If you drink 5 liters of water in 3 hours, you're probably going to die. But it's water. Yeah. But it will kill you if you drink a lot of it in a very short time. It won't kill you because it's too much. It will kill you because it will throw off your electrolyte balance. And then your heart will just cease, if that makes sense.
That makes sense. A lot of people have problems with taking supplements because they think it has
No, the only thing with you could do, actually, even protein, because your body can only take in so much. After taking in what it needs, it will just dispose the rest. It can't take in what it doesn't need. But creatine has been proven to be safe. Most protein supplements are proven to be safe. Otherwise, they wouldn't be sold. They wouldn't be legal for sale. This is just fear-mongering among people. Some people are talking about things they don't understand, which you can't blame them. We all start out in ignorance. Then your desire to acquire knowledge gets you to where you need to be.
Yeah. Because most people, are really afraid of taking supplements because they think might have like adverse side effects in the long term, or even if it's just taking 1 tin or 1 scoop. Some people are really afraid of taking, let's say, creatine. Because last time, I got someone that needed creatine, but the first thing they asked me was, "Is it healthy? Like, won't I have side effects?"
Yeah, you definitely need creatine.
Yes.
Creatine. Your cells, actually, a lot of that is creatine and glycogen for energy, ATP transport. It's difficult to explain right now, but the bottom line is you definitely need the creatine. You definitely need the creatine. Yeah.
Okay. So now we are off the thing of the supplementation, and then is there a natural way of like supplementing without having to buy a tin?
That's a very tricky question. I would say if you really, really have the need to, it's just worth it to just go out and buy the supplements you need. Supplements are also very good for people who have a very busy lifestyle. Like you can't eat the meals you need to eat the whole day. So you could buy that and use it as a meal replacement formula for when you can't have a meal. Yeah.
So there are people that will tell you that I've skipped having dinner because they told me having supper is what causes me to lose weight. So I also have people that fast, it's big, Someone will tell you, I eat once a day. Like I only eat in the morning and I don't eat again until next morning in the names of trying to lose weight.
First of all, I think that's a very miserable way to live.
Exactly. I mean, I would
Like
think so.
you need to eat. You're not going to be happy, and that is not sustainable as well. You cannot do that for more than 3 months, and 3 months is pushing it. I actually tell people who want to lose weight to eat more, but smaller portions. If you've been eating 3 big meals a day, make them 4 or 5, make them smaller. Because more meals will increase your metabolism. That means your body will be more effective at releasing the calories you're taking in, compared to if you eat 1 big meal, it has to digest all that food. And that takes time. If it's something like meat, you're looking at up to 8 hours. That's a lot of time. But if you cut down your portions, increase the meals, that's more effective.
So it's better than starving yourself.
It's not practical. That's a very miserable way to live. Because it doesn't even work. Because it doesn't work because you can't do it for a long time, and you're going to go back to what caused the problem in the beginning. Yeah.
I mean, so most people they would tell you that I got my results after doing that. I have had them. You know, you don't want to be going back and forth with people telling them, you know what, that's not going to really work in a long term, because they're looking at the short term. Someone is looking at losing that weight in the next 1 month. Then after that, whatever happens, because remember that weight might come back in like 2 months or 3, but it will still come back. But you cannot explain that now.
But that's the beauty of being an adult.
Yes.
You make your own decisions and you're responsible for them.
But remember, they will blame you for that.
They can't blame you for that, because as a coach, you must have advised them on all this. You must have laid down all these options for them. Then they make the decision themselves on whether to listen to you or not. That's up to them. You remember, your role is not to tell them what to do.
It's to advise
them. The final decision is up to them. It's like dispatchers. They'll set everything up for a flight and everything. But if they feel the weather is not very good, they'll relay their concern to a pilot. They'll tell the pilot, I don't think you should take off. But ultimately, the decision to take off or not is up to the pilot. You can only advise him. You can't tell him what to do. Same thing with the fitness.
I mean, if life is on the line, wouldn't it be ideal for you to really like put that full stop and say,
that's why there is a hierarchy. If you feel strongly about a decision that's going to be made, you elevate it or you escalate it to your supervisor. And then your supervisor will escalate, and that's how, until it has to go through the chain of command. But here we don't have that chain of command. It's you and your client. Advise them on what to do, and then the rest is up to them.
The rest is up to them.
Yeah.
Now, how about the thing of skipping dinner or supper?
You don't need to eat.
You know what people say? It's because they eat at night. That's why they gain weight.
But it's also what you eat at night.
So it's not about...
At night, you should be eating vegetables and protein at night.
Not anything else.
No carbohydrates. You should be eating, because carbohydrates, they need to go in and they need to come out. But you're sleeping at night. So what does the body do? It will store those carbohydrates as fat for future use. But because you're not active, you'll just end up gaining weight. Yeah.
You know, that's a topic I think you can try to at least broaden it a little bit. What happens at night when someone eats?
Well, you eat at night.
Yes.
The body has to digest that food. But because you're not active at night, your metabolism kind of slows down. So it's not going to effectively absorb what it needs and then dispose of what it doesn't need. It will absorb a lot of food, even what it doesn't need. That's why eating at night, but it does that mostly with carbohydrates. Because remember, carbohydrates are easily absorbed compared to protein and fat. So what the body does, it will take in most of that useless food, and that's how you gain weight. I would recommend eat fiber at night. If you can't have a lot of fiber, eat vegetables, eat fibrous food with the protein. You'll be okay. The fiber will slow down digestion, and then an intake of sugar as well. And then the protein obviously has lower calories compared to the same amount of food in carbohydrates.
So fiber is like bananas?
The fiber, you're looking at bananas, sweet potatoes, yams are like the best fiber, oats, very good forms of fiber. Yeah.
So what do you have to say about the people that are juicing to lose weight? No eating, juicing for a full week?
You'll actually notice a lot of those people don't lose the weight. that they think they're going to lose. Because it's sugar. How are you losing weight while taking in all that sugar?
I mean, people have given testimonies of them losing weight, juice.
No. If you see, here's the thing with life. If something works, everyone will do that thing. If it works.
Everyone will do it.
Everyone, if it works, that's what everyone would be doing. I would be juicing as well. You would be drinking juice the whole day. Everyone, fruits would be the most expensive item in the country. But it doesn't work like that. It's not as effective as people think, otherwise that's what everyone would be doing.
Because now, I mean, I would say maybe it works for some people, maybe it doesn't work for some people. You think?
There's things that have to work at a certain level, and then at some point, like the results should be similar to everyone. Like you're drinking juice the whole day, that's a lot of sugar. And we know what sugar does compared to, the relationship between sugar and weight gain. A lot of people gain weight because they're taking in a lot of sugar. So how are you doing the opposite? How are you losing weight while taking in all that sugar? Again, like I said, if it works, as well as people say, that's what everyone would be doing. Everyone doesn't do that because it doesn't work that way. It helps, but it's not sustainable, like I said. And people have actually died from the juicing because you're not taking in other nutrients. You're not taking in amino acids. You're not taking in your protein. You're not taking in enough fiber from different sources because you're making your watermelon juice and pineapple and drinking that the whole day.
So people should really stop being extreme on one side.
Yeah, you don't need to,
losing
like
weight.
I said, we need to vary everything. You don't have to lean too much on one side. You need to vary everything. That's how you reach your goals.
So now, you talked about being genetically advantaged. Now, if you talk about some people that are not really genetically advantaged to let's say, to build mass, like how would they have to overcome that in case they want to build them?
They need to put in the work. They need to
is-
work as harder than the people who, have that genetic advantage to gain the muscle mass. So if you need to eat more, your calorie intake has to go higher. The right intake, calories from the right sources as well. But the intake has to be higher. You need to work hard too. You're going to look at 5 days of training a week, 5 to 6 days sometimes, instead of the 4 like the ones I do. I train 4 days a week. So you need to put in the work. You need to be dedicated. Yeah.
And also, do you believe there are people that are really genetically predisposed to be like overweight?
Yes. If you look at a lot of people from the South Pacific and some Asian countries as well, you'll find that most of them, they're big boned, they're going to be big. Those people need to put in the work as well. They need to work as harder than the other people need to work. Yes, it's possible you can be at a disadvantage, but the disadvantage shouldn't be an excuse.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, because, I read about something that there are people that, they are predisposed, they are programmed to be overweight. But that can only happen if they get exposed to certain things.
Let's think of it this way. Fat cells don't really go away. If you've been small and you gain weight and you lose weight again, it's very easy for you now to gain weight again because fat cells, they never go away. What they do is they shrink. They become smaller,
they don't go away.
But they don't go away. That's why it's best to just not get overweight. You try as hard as you can to prevent that. But once you get overweight, you can lose the weight, but you need to work hard to make sure you stay down there because those fat cells, you're always going to have them. They're not leaving.
Everyone will always have them.
Everyone will have them, but if you gain weight and get like overweight, obese, and you lose weight, you need to keep putting in the work because those fat cells will always be there. They're just waiting for you to slip up. They're waiting for you to relax, and then all that weight comes back. So you need to always put in the work.
So, like putting in the work is an endless job.
Yes, it's a lifestyle. You wake up in the morning, you have to brush. You wake up in the morning and you have to be active. You make it part of your life. You have to eat. You need to talk to family. That's part of your life. Why shouldn't training be part of your life? During the weekend, you need to go hang out with your friends. Maybe before you hang out plan to exercise for 30 minutes.
And then you can go.
Then
hang
you
out
can
with
go
your
hang
friends.
out with your friends. So you really can't have excuses. You can train 3 hours the whole week, and that's enough. 12 hours a month is more than enough exercise
For you to
to stay healthy. 12 hours a month, that's doable. That's not impossible.
I mean, what would you say to someone? Because most people are really sensitive about how they look rather than how they should live. Because someone is mostly interested in, let's say, looking or fitting in a certain size rather than actually having to live a healthy lifestyle or a healthy life, a healthy long life. What would you advise such a person? Because a lot of people really don't know which one is most important. Some people think, if I go to the gym, I need to look a certain way. Yet in actual sense, some people, when they go to the gym, the first things first, you need to first be healthy. Then you can worry about the rest.
But you also need to know why you are in the gym. Are you training for yourself, or you're training for other people's validation, for other people's opinion? I think you should always first train for yourself
And then
before you think about what other people are going to think about how you look. You are the one putting in the work, not them. Their opinion shouldn't matter. The only thing that matters is how you feel, how your health is. That's what matters, yeah.
So, what is really dangerously overweight?
It's difficult to tell because depending on height, everyone has a certain limit. But I'd say anything above 130 kilos, that you're pushing it to dangerously getting there. Because that's almost 280 pounds. That's a lot of weight. Yeah.
I have a client whose husband was 200 kgs.
That's a lot of weight.
It is a lot of weight. But you know what's surprising? The guy lost all that weight. Now he's 100, I think, and 15 something.
It's possible if you put in the work.
And then she said he was dangerously overweight. And then he needed to get down from wherever he was. I mean, he was living comfortably, not until they told him about it. So,
yeah. But he wasn't comfortable. You can't be 200 kilos and be comfortable. No. You can think you're okay, but you can't. You can't go up a flight of stairs comfortably if you're 200 kilograms. It's not possible. You'll be out of breath by the time you get there.
So it's just denial.
Living in your own bubble. Living in denial, yeah.
Okay. So there are people that they're naturally small, but they eat a lot of food, and they never gain that weight. What do you think happens to such people? Because it's something that I think it's very hard to explain.
Those people just have a fast metabolism, that's all.
So their body functions at a faster rate.
Yes, their metabolism is way faster than the average person as well. So they're going to burn through the food faster than the average person will.
But does that give them the right to eat whatever they want?
Well, that's up to them. It doesn't, but...
No, I mean, like from your perspective, do you think
it doesn't matter.
Is it healthy?
You need to eat healthy. It doesn't matter if you eat junk, you don't gain the weight. You still need to eat healthy. Because we're all about healthy living. Eating healthy is part of healthy living. It's not just about the exercise. Yeah.
Okay. Recently, we have been dealing with modern medicine, where someone can decide, you know what, I don't look so good, or I'm overweight. What I can do is I could probably look for a doctor, and they suck the things out, and I'll look smaller. Do you think that is a healthy way of trying to lose weight?
I think if you're way overweight, it might be the only way
to lose.
Yeah. At some point, the fat just isn't going to go away. You can burn some of it off, but not all of it. That's actually a viable option for a lot of people. They may not have any other choice.
If they can afford it.
Help if they can afford it. Yeah.
Now, how about the people that do it has the thing that, hey, you know what, I can afford it, so I can get it done. And
that's perfectly fine for them. It doesn't remove the underlying problem. Like, you need to first remember how you got there in the first place. If that is not solved, you still end up back to where you started, but it's an option for them.
Okay. So is it true that when someone is gaining weight, they don't only gain weight, let's say, in the most visible parts we know, they also gain weight on the inside of themselves. Let's say around the heart, around the lungs, the kidneys, the
Definitely.
liver, stuff. So that makes me ask,
Arteries as well.
so that makes me ask, if somebody does this, like removing the fat from the outside, does it also tackle the inside part of it, or that
No,
stays?
it doesn't.
So that's
That's why I
still living
said you
dangerously.
need to fix the underlying problem. You need to first understand how you got there in the first place. Yeah.
So for some people, you recommend that. For some,
For some people who are like, if you're 600 pounds, there's no amount of exercise that's really going to help. You lose the exercise, but some of the fat, they're just going to have to get it cut. Yeah. But exercise definitely will help you lose some of it.
okay. So let's talk about the most common injuries people get in the gym.
I don't know, the most common injuries I can think of is usually knee problems. Knee, ankle, elbow issues. And that is usually from improper execution of the exercises. Yeah.
I mean, how would someone try to avoid such things?
First, you need to know what you're doing. You need to have a good coach, obviously. But you also need to execute the movements the way they're supposed to be done.
Is an
If that makes
overtraining?
sense. And overtraining, I was coming to that, and overtraining as well. You need to listen to your body as well. You need to know when to take a break. Yeah. It's good to push, but you need to know when to step back. Yeah.
So I have two more things left to talk about. Is sleep important?
It's one of the
Does
most
it contribute to
It's
weight
one of
loss?
the most important things.
Yeah, I mean, sleep, people will say me I sleep because I have to sleep.
There is this. There is a hormone called cortisol, the stress hormone, and sleep helps a lot with regulating your cortisol levels. And also, more cortisol, less progress in the gym, and it's also harder to burn fat. Sleep definitely helps maintain your stress levels, like keep them lower, and then you get better results from your training as well.
So when someone trains, they elevate their cortisol levels.
Yes.
So when they go to bed,
Yes,
they
but
go
you need to
down
sleep
and then-
enough. But 6 hours is good. Pushing it, maybe 8, but even 6 is more than enough.
you know why I asked? Because I mean, I read a study that said that people that do not sleep enough are most likely to have a higher BMI. They are most likely to
They have
be
elevated
overweight.
cortisol levels.
That's because they have elevated cortisol levels.
One of the reasons, yes.
Okay, now let's talk about the overtraining part. Some people believe that if they train 7 days a week, they will get faster results.
No, that's overtraining. You're going to hit a plateau quick, and you're going to get burned out quick, both mentally and physically as well.
So training every day doesn't necessarily mean you're going
No,
to achieve your goals faster.
You need recovery. You need to recover. You don't recover in the gym. We all know this. You recover outside the gym. So if you're not resting enough, how are you getting the results? You can't. Yeah.
So using a figure, how much should people train? Let's say out of 100%, let's divide it into two. Let's say, should someone train 60% and eat 40%, or should they eat 60% and train 40%? How does it work? Like the universal law.
Personally, I think a 60-40 split for 60% training and then 40% nutrition. That's how I would recommend it. Because even if you're eating healthy and your training is not the very best, you could be getting muscle mass results, but you're getting injuries because you're not doing the right thing. You're not executing the movements properly. You're not stretching. You're not doing things right. So a 60-40 would be ideal. I'd recommend that. Some people would even say 70% nutrition, 30% training, but I'm like, so you're training what, 20 minutes a day? It's not enough.
I mean, there are people that train 20 minutes a day and they're doing okay for themselves.
But like 20 minutes, that's like 150 calories. That's it's not even a slice of cake. That's basically almost nothing. You know, you need to 45 minutes a day is like the sweet spot for training. Yeah.
So lastly, as we close up, okay, this thing has been a problem for me, you know, and many more people out there, you know. Does training the abdominal part actually target the abdominal part?
No, because fat is not split like that. Fat is uniform. It's not divided into sections. They call that sport training. You cannot do sport training for fat. You can do sport training for muscle mass. That's why we have bicep exercises. That's sport training for biceps. Tricep exercises, sport training for triceps. But you cannot do sport training for fat because it's not divided into, oh, these are my biceps, the fat is here and it stops here. It's like a sheet, and the sheet covers your whole body. These cells are all over your body, so you cannot do sport training. You need to train the whole body to burn the fat.
So someone cannot say, I only want to lose this,
No.
and I want the rest to stay.
No, that's why you see them, the people who do that give up because it doesn't work.
So they get frustrated with time and then
they give up because it just doesn't work that way. Otherwise, we would all be at home doing sit-ups and then we would look amazing. Because who can't do a 7-minute workout at home for your abs? Everyone can do that. But we don't because it doesn't work.
Okay, so basically targeting a sport and working on it doesn't really mean you're going to lose it.
It works for muscle mass, but it doesn't work for fat.
So if I want to build my arms, I can lift weights and it grows.
Yes.
If I want to lose fat around my arms,
you need to do cardio.
You need to do everything.
Yes. You need to do some cardio work.
Okay.
Yeah. Cardio is very good for fat loss, but you need to know when to not overdo it because then it's going to eat into your muscle mass as well. It's all about a balance. Yeah.
So, the reason why I do this show is to really help someone behind this, the lens on how they could, go around some of these things that you probably know. What would be your last remark to such a person who is trying to get on their fitness journey?
I think my last remark would be just get in the gym. That's step one, and that's the most important step. All this planning and the New Year resolution is good, but step one is to actually get in the gym. Surround yourself with people who share the same goals as you have. You cannot lose weight if everyone around you is eating unhealthily. It becomes very difficult. So you surround yourself with people who have a similar goal, and then you just keep at it. You just keep pushing. Even if you're not seeing the results, it's all about the patience. You keep pushing until you get where you need to be. Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming, bro.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a very insightful interview.
Yes.
And thank you so much, guys, for watching this show. My name is Omach Collins, and this is the Health and Hustle podcast. We are in Baita at DM Fitness in Entebbe. Please come, get fit, lose weight, build muscles, and be healthy. Live a long life. Make sure you're able to see your grandkids as well. Thank you so much. Please like, subscribe, share.